Hi and welcome. I'm assuming you're here because you're curious about Social Media Business Institute and what our virtual halls have to offer. Winston and I are proud to have pulled together for you an extensive, all-inclusive learning system, online virtual system where you at your own pace can become as knowledgeable about whichever online marketing topics you're interested in. So we've spent many hours pulling together videos and tutorials for you and ebooks, and we're always updating it. So once you become a Social Media Business Institute member, you're able to log in. And once you log in, I'm already logged in, so why don't I go over here? Once you log in, you're brought into the learning system in the background, in the back end. In this learning system in the back end, I do hate my picture, Winston. I hope this changes soon. Once you're coming into the back end, you can edit your own profile. And why would you do that? Because we have forums. You can actually speak to other students and ask them questions or ask Winston and I questions, and we'll actually answer you. So that's why that's there. It kind of even though it's an online course, it allows you to do some networking with others. But what is it? What do you have access to? Well, as soon as you join, you have access to a lot of information, and then as to not overwhelm you, every 4 days we unfold for you 9 sections. And then you have complete access for 6 months to all of the system, including a certification. So as soon as you join, you end up having access to all of the introduction videos, just so that you have the basics for how to use the site, the basics for Twitter, for Facebook, and for LinkedIn. So as soon as you join, we want to make sure that at least you have the basics for various elements. You also have a ton of resources. There's a ton of resources that you have access to right away as well, which include all of the PowerPoints that Winston and I show at the live events. So you have a ton of information that you have access to right away. So I wanted to share that with you. Of course, we also show you social media strategy and policy steps, checklists that Winston put together on, are you ready for your social media campaign? What do you need? So you get that right away, as well as when you first join, you have the first element we give you also includes the live videos from the live events. So there's a lot of information here as well. You got live videos and the PDFs for every piece of the agenda from the live events that we've been doing across the physical world is now on the virtual world. So once you join, you have access to that, and then every 4 days we give you one of these modules. And at the end of the modules, you have access to the certification. You can come back to the certification or any of the modules anytime you want. And every one of the modules is broken into, oh boy, Winston told me not to call them modules, to call them sections. It's going to be tough because the word modules right there, but probably change that to section soon. So every section is broken up into 3 parts. What do you think those 3 parts are? Beginner, so setup and planning. Intermediate, okay, so I've got it set up and I've done my planning. Now let's start using the tool, whichever tool we're talking about. And then advanced. Let's do some fancy stuff. So let's do some contests, or let's do something a little bit more advanced with it. So let me just take you through and show you one of them. I'll start with strategy, and I'll just quickly show you how it's broken up. So here we go. We've got basic planning and setup. So if we look into that section within the section, we can see there's videos, there's PDFs, there's all sorts of information that helps you, in this case, plan your strategy And I really, really suggest take this part seriously. It's the foundation for everything. It makes sure that you have everything put together. It's the 9 steps to making sure that, do I need to even be on Twitter? And maybe I should more so focus on Pinterest. It really helps you understand where you should be, where your target market is. It's a very important section. So that's under the planning and strategy, the setup. And then under planning and strategy, we get a little bit more advanced planning and strategy. And we, focus in on non-for-profits. It's just what non-for-profits need to do online. And some basic principles that everyone needs to understand when they're online. How do people look at my website? This is a video that we've put together. How do people use keywords? So there's a lot of information that you want to go through here as well. And then Google Basics, this is just an example of a video. This is what you'll expect online. The video will be, in this case, it's of myself
Hi, this is
talking.
Sophie Andrell. This lecture is on Google. Google is critical to getting your company found, online marketing, if you're...
So we take you through various content that we have. Sometimes we'll throw in a video that helps make a point. Here's an example of a video. This one shows how a specific company uses Google AdWords and keywords. I'm really focusing on keywords in this video and how important they are. Google is a matchmaking machine. You've got to understand what are the keywords that your target audiences are using, and then you need to make sure that you are using those keywords in your posts as well as embedded throughout all of your online platforms. So we get into all of those kind of details. So it's pretty exciting. So again, if I go back to strategy, how did I get out of strategy? Was anyone paying attention? So if I go back to strategy, then we also have the advance. So now in advance, we're looking at creating your own policies. Businesses should have policies. So it's around, a policy is empowering. How do you empower your employees to know what they are allowed to do or what you'd like them to do? You can't force them. What you'd like them to do on social media when they're on their own time. So these are just some policies and that we know work. And there's 7 steps to creating a policy. And how to grow your social followers. There are a few fundamental principles that you'll notice are in the strategy section and planning section here because they're fundamental to every type of social media platform, and that's what we talk about here. So that's an example of what you're going to find in the system, and it's an example of every single section again is broken out into basic, startup, advanced, intermediate, and there is a ton of information that you have access to in every single section that helps you from creating something to sustaining it to growing it. I hope that was helpful. I look forward to you being incredibly successful with your online adventure, online journey with Social Media Business Institute. Winston and I are thrilled that you've chosen to join us. We hope.